Hi everybody, my name is Jim and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Lake Effect Gardener. As you can see by the way that I'm dressed, it feels like mid-July. It's about 85 degrees, that's 30-something Celsius, and it's very humid outside. But I'm not going to complain about it because this is the weather that I live for. This is the weather that I'm dreaming of in the middle of January when I'm out shoveling snow. It is here. I don't think it's going to be lasting. I think we're due for some storms and a cool off, which fine by me. We're at that point now in the year where if it cools off, it's going to be one of those situations where it's a sense of relief. So anyhow, the jobs keep piling up, and the time to do things keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I've been really busy this week getting things into the ground in my veg garden, which you guys will be able to see for my May tour, which will likely come out a week from today. I need to get things planted in now. My polytunnel needs to be vacated because I kind of want to grow things in it this summer. So I've been very steadfastly every day after school getting out, getting things into the ground, amending the soil, mulching, just getting things moving along. And unfortunately, I haven't done a lot of filming of that stuff. But as I always say, do you really need me to be filming? Here's me putting my peppers in the ground. Not really. Not really. So we'll save the veg garden for the tour and you can see everything that's going on. I haven't gotten everything in yet, but I'd say about 2/3 of my stuff now on the ground, which is very exciting. But anyways, we're not talking about veg today. We are talking about flowers. We're going to go work over at the Pergola area, and I have droves and droves of flowers that have been planted that need to get into the ground. They're all looking a little sorry for themselves right now in the tunnel. I think they need some nutrition. They need some air circulation, all of those things that the polytunnel sometimes cannot supply to them at this point. You have to remember, I'm still at work, I'm still teaching, so I leave everything buttoned up and then I get home and then I have to open everything up and let the air circulate. And I haven't taken precautionary measures for the tunnel yet to keep it open. I need to utilize some more of that wire fencing to keep any critters out because the fencing does not go over the polytunnel. So that's an entry point for rabbits and whatnot. So never mind. So I'm going to take you into the polytunnel and show you what I've got, what needs to go on the ground. I've got several areas that need to be planted in, and I need to just get that polytunnel cleared out so I can actually turn the soil over in there and get that into production ASAP. So let's go out to the polytunnel. Let's go out to the polytunnel and let me show you what I've got. So yeah, I just opened up my polytunnel door to find that I left the back door open last night, which and upon cursory glance, something got in. Something had a right nibble at everything. It's amazing. It really looks like they took pruning shears and snipped them right off. So incredible. Yes. Critters 1, me 0. Anyways, Okay, well, hollyhocks, dahlias, lots of them, liatris, wonderful. All these things are going to be going into the ground. I mean, this dahlia is ready. I mean, it's already starting to produce a flower head. I'm going to snip this off so I can get some side shoots. Lots of other things over here. The balsam's finally up, the tithonia, zinnias, marigolds, cosmos, lupins, nasturtium. Oh, the world is just filled with flowers, and thank goodness that those little brats, whatever they were that came in here to have a little nosh, didn't touch anything else. Lesson learned, people, lesson learned. All right, I'm gonna move this lot over, and then we're gonna start planting some stuff in. I came into the tunnel after I moved the liatris, and I found this nest underneath it. And then, I don't know if you can see it or not, there's an entry hole right there. So, that's how the little brats got in here. I guess it wasn't a rabbit. I think it's some kind of a mouse or a vole or something like that. So, that's pretty evident. Great. Oh, do you see it? Okay, I got a lot of the stuff moved. Now, I am not a landscape designer, far from it, but I have a general idea what I want to do, and I know enough about the basics about planting and flower borders. I have a general idea. So first, let me show you what I already have growing in here that's existing, that are perennials that will be coming back. Over here, I've got a rudbeckia that comes back every year. It's lovely, it grows really, really big. Behind that, I've got a stonecrop sedum, which doesn't mind the shade because it's being shaded by this elderberry. And then here, I've got an endless summer hydrangea. Behind that, ooh, what was that? Oh, behind that is some of that Russian sage that it must have rooted because the mother plant's further over. But I left it because it grows really tall. It'll look really nice. And then this is the Harlow Carr David Austin Rose. Behind that, there's the mother plant of the Russian sage. It's growing pretty big now. And then over here, I've got a high bush cranberry, which is being decimated by something. I need to get a spray on this of some kind. These little worms, I don't know what they are. Never mind, I'll take care of it. So anyways, hollyhocks I'm going to put in the middle because they grow really, really tall. And I'm going to be doing groupings. You should always plant your flowers in groupings. It's more interesting that way. Hold on, helicopter. Okay, thank you very much. So the hollyhocks will grow in the center, and I'm going to do groupings of liatris, 3 or 4, plants per grouping. Okay, over here and over here, and then in between, I will be doing the zinnias and the bachelor buttons and the cosmos and all the other things that I have started from seed in the tunnel. And then I will seed all of the holes. Whatever's left, I'm gonna throw some seed down. So I'm thinking that I'd like to put some evening stock along the border here because it is low growing. Okay, and then over on this side will be my dahlia border. And I have quite a number of plants here, all different varieties. I've got some dinner plate, I've got LeBaron, I've got lavender perfection, I've got other names that escape me at the moment. So this will be a big, huge wall of dahlias, which will be great because then, you know, if I want to take cuttings of the blooms and stuff like that, it's right here at my fingertips. Behind that is the perennial goldenrod solidago. So that'll look nice, a big tall backdrop. I do have a couple of hollyhocks that I have peppered in here. They're going to grow up tall here. This is the David Austin Rose, the Gertrude Jekyll, and it's already got some growth on it. So that's good. And that's, I had said in my last video that I was going to have it climb up and over the pergola. Coming over here, apologize for the power cord, but my camera's I fired it up and there was like 9% on it. Anyways, I'm gonna put some hollyhocks back here. They'll grow nice and tall. I've got a few dahlias here as well. I think this variety is called Duet. There's some phlox that have come back. There's some daisies in the back. This, which needs to be watered, is a Stelladoro daylily. Some more of this sage, this Russian sage that keeps, I mean, it's all over the place. And then on either side here, I had told you that I had planted some calendula seed, and you can see it's starting to come up, which is lovely. So I'm just going to get these into the ground. Okay, the big parts, show you what I got. Then we'll take care of the annuals that I did by seed, show you how those went. And then finally, I will do the rest of the seeding that I want to do. And that should be it. That's the hope. Okay, time to get stuck in. It's getting later and later. Okay. Not the best day to be doing this, I suppose, but needs must. So I've got 6 hollyhocks in the middle, and then I did 10 liatris on one side, 10 liatris on the other side. I threw a couple of dahlias in there, and then coming over here, these are all planted in with dahlias now. These all need a really, really good watering, desperately. But I want to wait till I get everything in before I start soaking the daylights out of it. Okay, so there's the liatris again. And the dahlia that I put over here is called Lavender Perfection. So it's really gonna, not, I had said before, not that, you know, color combinations are a big deal to me, because they're not. I just love flowers, honestly, clashing or not. But I think the lavender against the kind of light pink of the Harlow car is gonna look smashing. Coming over here, I put the dahlias down here, that's Duet, and then a couple of the hollyhocks down here. Now what I need to do is, now it's time to fill in these gaps. So I'm going to go grab my annuals, and I'm going to fill in the rest of the area with the annuals that I had from seed, which will include Cosmos Bachelor's Buttons. What else do I have? Balsam. Oh, I'll be darned if I remember all of them. Anyways, I'll show you what they are once they're done. And then I will also seed in the areas, seed in the gaps. Zinnias, that's the other one. Okay, I'm losing a little bit of fuel here, so I'm going to hydrate. Very important, people, very, very, very important. You must hydrate. I'm going to get some water for myself, get the rest of this in, water it in, and then show you what it looks like. It's not going to look like $1,000,000. You can see right now that the liatris is going through a wee bit of a shock right now. That is to be expected, but it is supposed to cool off. And if I give these a really good drink, they're really going to bounce back. Okay, my fine friends. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I have to take a detour because I never get to do this. I think I might be a little too forward if I ask it to show me his butt. Anyways, so I got everything that I wanted planted in today, planted in. Let me show you what I did over here. I know it looks very like deliberate, like I've got rows, but I literally was just pricking these out of a seed tray. Sorry, I got a little wire there. And again, much like the chamomile, I started off with one individual little flower at a time. Now these are zinnias. This is a cut and come again variety. And then I slowly transitioned into clumps. And then what I did was I sowed some extra seed in between just to kind of fill in the gaps. And then that will transition into bachelor buttons. And I didn't get many seeds to germinate in that tray. So again, I kind of sprinkled in and teased in a little bit of some extra seed. So this will kind of finish off, you know, this border before we hit the curb. Behind that, I did a Sensation Mix Cosmos. Okay, again, I peppered in a little bit of seed. And then behind here in this open space, I planted direct seed. So I did some more Cosmos going over to the border here and then around. Behind that, kind of in this vicinity here, I sowed some Shasta Daisy seeds. Now I have some seedlings in the polytunnel that look very, very nice, but I'm going to put them somewhere else. And then I had this, whatchamacallit, spirea. It's really cool. It's got really awesome purple flowers. And I saved that from over here when I, you know, dug up the path here. So I threw it in a pot. It seemed to, you know, take well enough. So I threw it in the ground there. It likes partial shade, so it'll be very happy there. And then right in front of where I planted the Shasta Daisy, I planted some 4 o'clock seeds. So I'm hoping this will fill in. If not, I'm going to continue sowing some seeds in the tunnel and in the greenhouse, and then I'll be able to fill in the gaps as I need to. Over here, this is all balsam that I planted in, and this is, as I had mentioned before, from the Impatiens family, or the Busy Lizzie family, and they grow maybe 2 feet with these nice little trumpet-shaped flowers that kind of follow up the stem. It's not scented, but it stands pretty tall. It's a nice little border plant, and they're sturdy as all get out. And then in the front here, I planted 3 different varieties of evening stock. So hopefully that will come up. That'll be lovely. Just this wall of scent that will be coming towards me as I sit and enjoy my whatever here on my bench. So that's it. I am tuckered, I am sweaty, and I'm happy. I'm happy this is taken care of. So we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow. I did give this a water in just to help with the shock factor. And it's supposed to end up becoming a little bit cooler. So anyways, I hope these plants will do well over the next couple of days. I'm sorry. Whew. I love getting things in the ground. There's nothing more gratifying. I just wish that I had a sense of being able to take my time to do it. I feel like I'm really under the gun. May is an absolutely crazy month, not only at work, but here in the garden. So I'm trying to do so much in so little time. But it doesn't matter. It's done. That area is done for now, okay? Much like the garden, now that I'm doing this whole Victory Garden scheme, it's going to be always a work in progress. So I'm going to hopefully take the approach over there at the Pergola to continue sowing, replace plants, do things like that, change things up. Prune, things that I usually just plant it in and then leave it to be. So that's going to change. And I'll be interested to see next week when I do my May tour if anything looks different there. I'll definitely show you what it looks like. That is officially part of the garden tour from now on. So I'm filthy, I'm sweaty, and I'm loving it. So next video is Make Do Mondays, and that will be on the 31st of May, final day of May, which is Memorial Day here in the States, I have off from school. So I have a nice little 3-day weekend coming towards me, which is lovely. And I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. You'll just have to wait. Sorry. But I've been collecting what I need, and it's been fun. My mother came to the rescue with one of the things that I needed, which is great. Thank you, Mom. And so, yes, Make Do Mondays will be happening on Memorial Day here in the States, the 31st, final day. And then you guys will get the May tour from me the first weekend in June. So, between then and the May tour, I hope, I'm praying that a lot more will be happening in the garden in regards to planting in and things like that. We haven't had a lot of rain, so in fact we haven't really had any rain for over a week. So, you know, I've been kind of waiting for my grass to grow so that I can cut it and continue mulching and things like that. And it's kind of stopped growing at the moment, so I'm a little preoccupied with that. But no matter, it's supposed to cool down, and that's good, because that way, you know, when I go to water my plants, or if it rains, we're not going to have much in the way of evaporation. You have to remember, I have raised beds, and they're raised beds. They're 6 or 8 inch raised beds, so they have a tendency to dry out a lot faster than when you're, you know, planting things directly in the ground. So I guess that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know I'm going to forget something as soon as I turn off the camera, or if I start making, you know, putting and editing my videos and stuff like that. Can you believe the nerve of that little mouse in there, though? Can you just? I can't get over it. This little thing. Do you blame it, though? It was like a smorgasbord. I probably would have gone to town, too, if it had been me. But just the same, I'm going to have to cut off its food supply. Terribly sorry, little thing, but not today. Go elsewhere. All right, friends. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please make sure to subscribe, press the notification bell, leave your comments, thumbs up. Yes. I had hit 500 subscribers as of Monday, and then Tuesday, I was back to 498 subscribers, so oh well, as they say, you win some and I lost some, so doesn't matter. I'm not doing it for the subscribers, I'm doing it for the sheer joy of bringing you hopefully useful content and just being able to interact with you guys. It's a joy, it really is, and it's an escape from the everyday, so thank you so much. All right, time to go. I'll see you all very, very soon for Make Do Mondays. But until then, so long.